March 2026, we saw one of the biggest truths about the Indian markets emerge. When global money panics, domestic investors step in. As global institutional investors sold India at a record pace, domestic investors bought the dip, and they bought it with conviction. This is not just a flow story, this is a belief story. The belief story in India. This is Shalini Gera. I am a certified financial planner and I welcome you all to With Pro. In today's episode, I talk about what FIIs did in March and April 2026 and what DIIs did to counter that. And why did markets really rise in spite of all that FII selling? Let's understand the FII animal first. Now, most investors think that FII sold India in 2026. That's not completely true. See, FIIs can be divided into two camps, the short-term FIIs and the long-term FIIs. Now, the short-term FIIs invest in India basis the INR versus US dollar factor and the crude oil impact. So they sold India because one, our crude oil price was escalating substantially, and secondly, INR was also depreciating against US dollar. It fell quickly from 92 to 95 rupees. This created a double whammy for us because not only were we importing 88% of oil, we were doing it in US dollar terms. The short-term FIIs saw this and quickly exited the Indian market. Think about traders as well as hedge fund managers. They don't think this is all algorithmic trading. In a system, data points on INR versus US dollar and the crude oil prices are recorded. The moment they breach a certain figure, the algorithmic trades are executed and the short-term FIIs flee India. The long-term FIIs look at multiple factors including India's macroeconomic indicators such as the GDP growth, the inflation data, they look at policy stability, and finally they look at India's credit rating. All of these factors continue to be solid about India. Though the increase in crude oil prices have created a short-term inflation risk for India, the fact is that in February 2026, India's CPI or Consumer Price Index was at 3.2%. Expected to go up to 3.6% in March 2026. Still very well managed by the Indian government, well within our target range of 2 to 6%. Now, the long-term FIIs are sovereign wealth funds, pension fund managers. They don't just invest in India for a day or a week. They invest in India for decades. So it is the short-term FIIs that have really exited India. The long-term FIIs may have stepped out for some time. Most of them continue to be there. The ones that have stepped out are likely to come back in. Let's understand what the DIIs really did during this term. In March 2026, FII sold off 1.2 lakh crores, whereas the DIIs bought a record money of 1.4 lakh crores. And this was further pushed by retail investors. The retail investors decided to step up and move their SIP book to a record high of 32,000 crores. Why did the DIIs buy when the FIIs were selling? The DIIs bought as the valuations were reset. Let's look at the numbers. Look at the Nifty 50 valuation. Nifty 50 PE is currently at 20.9 against a one-year median index of 22.3 against a one-year high of about 22.9. This is not just true for Nifty, this is also true for the broader markets. Nifty Midcap 50 sees a current price to earnings figure of 34.8 against a one-year median index PE of 35.2. The last 1 year high was at about 41.6. Same goes for Nifty Small Cap 50. Nifty Small Cap 50 is at a PE of 26.2 against a median index PE of 31.8 against last 1 year high of 35. So the valuations are definitely attractive considering the past 1 year. Now the DIIs as well as the domestic retail investors continue to buy India growth story. They bought even as in March, markets corrected sharply. Sensex corrected by about 11.5% and mid caps to small cap indices also corrected between a 10 to 11%. Let's also give a moment of respect to those FIIs who have exited India. Where did they really go? The short-term FIIs have mostly sought shelter in China as well as Latin America. This is because both China and Latin America are one of the biggest producers of oil, producing about $4.3 million per barrel on a daily basis. The fact that they are oil producers and less reliant on exporting oil insulates them against the global crude oil price spikes. Next, the April 2026 update. So the story is similar in April 2026. While FI sold about 13,000 crores, DII bought the same amount of 13,000 crores. In spite of the buying and selling being the equal amount, the markets actually rose in April. Sensex rose by 8.5%, Nifty Mid Cap 100 rose by about 9.6%, and Nifty Small Caps 100 rose by about 11%. And finally, what should investors be doing today? See, those investors who are actively invested in the equity market, their SIPs should continue as they are. The lump sum investments which are already made in the equity market should continue to be there in case your financial goals are long-term in nature and your risk appetite is high. If you have already captured the lows of 72,000 level, excellent. If you have not, even today's level of 77,000 Sensex presents an excellent buying opportunity, considering that it is still corrected at about 8.5% from its peak of 84,000. Same goes for mid and small cap, where the correction from the peak is even steeper. So if you have surpluses available at this time, I would suggest you divide them into two parts. Look at buying the current opportunity dependent on your financial goals. If you still have a high risk appetite, then you should have allocations across large caps, mid and small caps. And this allocation needs to be as per your risk appetite. The second 50% should be kept for a possible market correction if the ceasefire does not continue to go as planned. So summarizing, we saw that FII sold 1.2 lakh crores in March 2026, where DIIs bought a record of 1.4 lakh crores. SIPs rose to a record high of 32,000 crores, representing that while the short-term FIIs have moved out of India, the long-term FIIs as well as the domestic investors continue to see the India growth story as it is. India's macros continue to be solid, with FY27 GDP growth projection at 6.9% and the CPI of March 2026 projected at 3.6%, still within our comfort range, still within RBI's target range of 2 to 6%. And investors should look at keeping their surpluses in two parts. One part can be deployed at current levels, another part can be kept for possible corrections if the ceasefire does not continue to go as planned. This is Shalini Gera. In case you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel. It helps us a lot. I will be seeing you on more such episodes on With Pro With. Signing off. Bye-bye.